Hey FlossTube, this is Veronica with Night Stitch, and I have a FlossTube update today. It is Thursday, June 18th, 2026, and I have an update. So I managed to work on a bunch of stuff, although I didn't do any milestone stuff, so I need to get on that. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a whip go. This is In the Moment. This is a Dimensions kit by Daphne Bursinet. I'm using Daydream fabric from Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Lugana. And I have this. Get some threads out of the way. I worked again on the top blue part. And I filled in a bunch of things that... Sorry, it looked like it was like bunching up, but I think that's just my camera. This is 224 high by 112 wide. I don't know how many stitches I put in because apparently I didn't write that down, so the last thing I have recorded is from May 29th, but I obviously worked on it more, so yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out for whip go since I have a stitch count goal for it, but that's what it looks like. I listed it in there twice. I did 461 stitches. So now it has 3,816 stitches left, or in it. I have a finish. This was the project for Julia for Bake Off, and it's Courage. It's the pattern I designed. I'm using Cafe Misto by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And I finally finished this so I can put a model stitch of the picture up on my Etsy shop instead of the mock-up stitch. So this pattern turned out to be 2,901 stitches. Last week Julia's project got assigned 320 stitches. I only needed to do 118 to get it to completion, so I just null and voided the rest of the stitches for that week. So this is 47 high by 104 wide. I started it on August 4th, 2019. Then I worked on it in 2025 and 2026 for a total of 14 days. And now it's done. I keep having a goal to finish, like fully finish something, but I haven't done it yet. But I keep writing it down so I can fully finish some of these things. So I have an empty project bag, but I'll deal with that later. Just put that in there for now and sort it out later. This one was my whip of the week for this week. It was Christmas in London. Really need to fix the zipper on this bag. I didn't do it quite like I like, so it's a bit hard to pull. So this is Christmas in London. I'm using Starburst by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I spun Siski's number wheel and I got the high temperature times 10. So I put in 760 stitches for the goal, and I worked up at the top there, the border here with I went all the way across and I added all of this in the red, and then I went all the way down the middle. Because my pattern, I'm working directly off the pattern and it's folded, and so because I've had it for so long, it's been folded so much that the symbols in the middle were starting to like fade, so I put some Scotch tape on the middle part, and I tried to go down the middle so that I wouldn't need to see those stitches in case they disappeared, so, or the symbols. So this is 297 high by 220 wide. I put in 760 stitches, so now it has 3,354 stitches in it. This one is a baking show project. This is Chicago. This is by Povitrulia. She has a store on Amazon. I'm using willow ash fabric from Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This project got assigned 140 stitches last week. And it's upside down. This is 104 high by 89 wide. I put in 140 stitches, so now it has 2,774 stitches in it. And I worked in one of the buildings on this side. I filled in here. This is Baking Show. This is US Travel Shelf. This is by Amy Stewart. It's on Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm using apple green 25 count Lugana. This got assigned 150 stitches, and I worked up at the top again. That's not the top of the pattern yet, but it's the top of as far as I've gotten. So I worked this little spot here. This is 530 high by 750 wide. It's going to have 397,500 stitches when it's done. I put in 150 stitches, so now it has 2,714 stitches in it. It's at 0.68% and it has 394,786 stitches left. This project got kicked out of Baking Show, so my new goal for this, even though it's still a just for fun project, I want to get it to 1%. So it's at 0.68, so I need 1,246 stitches to get to 1%, because 1% is 3,960 stitches. So I wanted to at least put some kind of goal on it. I realize daily goals don't work for me, like daily 100, that doesn't work for me, so percentage or stitch goals work better, so I'm gonna do that. That way I can still work on it because it's so big and I really like it and I don't want it to just sit around. This one is Baking Show. This is my Grey's Anatomy pattern that I designed. This was a new start this week. I'm using Plum Mystique by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. That is what I have. That's the outline of the ambulance in the pattern. It's not the whole ambulance yet, but it's part of it. So it's 281 high by 294 wide. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, maybe I should have started it this way, but 294 stitches. I mean, it fits, so it's fine, but it's basically almost a square. So there's 25,834 stitches total. I put in 180 stitches, so now it has 180 stitches in it. It's at 0.70% done and it has 25,654 stitches left. This is my circus stitch along from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is the 2026 Mystery Stitch Along. I'm using November Rain by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This was a new start this month. This is clue number 1. I'm gonna really try to keep up with this. I did not write how much the dimensions are, so I'm not gonna say that this week. I put in 1,086 stitches so far. So my goal for this is to finish it before Clue 2 comes out. So ideally I'll just finish it by the end of June. There's like a few days in July before the Clue comes out, but I thought just to be safe, I'll just finish it by the end of June. This one was my whip of the week from 2 weeks ago. This is Dr. House, and this was a new start, so I'm using Velvet Valentines by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. I spun Siski's wheel and it said pick the number of pages of a book that you have and then stitch it. So the pages of a book were 461, so I did 461 stitches. This will fit on half of this, so I just didn't cut it down yet. But I got his face all done. It's just his silhouette, so that's his face done. This is, I didn't write the dimensions down, so I'll do that next week. I put in 461 stitches and it was a new start, so now it has 461 stitches in it. I started in the middle and I went up, which is why there's that long line of white from the center to the top. Okay, this one is a finish. I finished one of my Whipco projects. This is K is for Night by Tiny Modernist. I'm using Do You See What I See from Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I finished this before the Whipco goal was done, so I'm just gonna say whenever this project comes up, I'm just gonna cross it off and count it as I've finished it. So it is an itty bitty little thing. I want to turn it into like a flat fold, and I want to practice doing a flat fold, and I think it's the perfect pattern for that because it's square and little. So this is 42 high by 42 wide. It had 1,477 stitches in it total. I started it on June 12th, 2025. I finished it on June 13th, 2026. The total number of days that I stitched on it was 9 days. And I put in 373 stitches to finish it off. This next one is Englishman No by Cubed Embroidery on Etsy. I'm using Sunkissed Apricot by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. I was using this for baking show, but it got kicked off, so it's going to go back to just being Fellowship of the Gnomes. So I'm going to work on it every week a little bit and post my pictures in the knit along chat, and yeah, so that's what's gonna happen with this. So this is 106 high by 97 wide. I put in 150 stitches. So it now has 2,882 stitches in it. And it's, I worked on his hat. I kept going down this way. If you can see here, there's a little bit of tan, kind of beige in there. I might start working in there. That's part of his, like his mustache, I think, or his eyebrows or something. So I might work on that so that his face starts coming through, because his hat's pretty large, so. We want to start seeing Neil, right? We want to start seeing his face. Well, as much of his face as you can see, because he's a gnome, so half of his face is covered up. But... Okay, this one is Monopoly. This is out of one of these magazines. I can remember. It's in this one. World of Cross Stitching is this here. Dress and Purse is what I'm calling it. It's by Shannon Christine. Okay, Obi-Wan was on Just Visiting 2 weeks ago, so this is his project for when he lands on special spots. I'm using Midnight Splendor by Fiberlicious. It is 28 count Opal Lugana. I'm just using the tiny corner of this small piece, and I added more in here. I think it's a little ottoman or something, I'm not quite sure, but it's like a dressing room, so I can kind of picture maybe it is just a little ottoman with like a, it's like a little round, yeah, with a lid and stuff like that. But once I backstitch, you'll be able to see it a little better. But this is 40 high by 40 wide. I put in 50 stitches, and now it has 683 stitches in it. Okay, this next one is out of this Cross Stitch Crazy magazine. It's Blackwork Kite. This is by Leslie Tier. It's this here. I'm just using 28 count white Lugana. Buzz landed on a card, so I got assigned this 50 stitches. And I just kept working up in the blue. So this is 78 high by 31 wide. I put in 50 stitches, so now it has 517 stitches in it. Okay, and this last one is Monopoly. This is out of the Just Cross Stitch Christmas, and it's this Christmas morning here. So this is I Like You a Lot by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Ghana. And Buzz landed on Imperial Star Destroyer, so he had to pay rent. And then he collected rent from Batman twice. So this got assigned 200 stitches total. Last week I worked on it a little bit. So I finished up the 200 stitches, so I only needed 159 stitches this week. So this is 66 high by 51 wide. I put in 159 stitches, so now it has 859 stitches in it. And I started working on the rocking horse, which is here. Okay, so that's everything I worked on. I need to work on Milestone. I haven't done it for a week, maybe 2. So I need to do that. But everything else I worked on. I got to all of my baking show projects except for one. I'm going to carry it over into this next week. I did watch baking show this morning, so I have some new baking show stuff. If I can find my board, I will show you. I put it behind me, apparently. So here's the baking show stitch count assignments this week. Hang on, I'm looking at stuff on my computer, so that's why I'm just holding it up. Okay, so Stacy has the Grey's Anatomy pattern, so I showed you that already. So that gets 180 stitches this week. James has Portrait of Veronica, so I'll show you that. So this is Mirabilia, Portrait of Veronica. I'm using Monster Mash by Picture This Plus. It's 32 count Lugana. And I'm still doing that work on the outline part. I filled in a little bit in case I needed to, like, it's like when I got to the point and I needed to go back this way to get more outline, I filled in a little bit. But I like how I'm doing it now. It works very well, so I feel like I'm actually getting progress on it now. This is assigned 120 stitches this week. Alright, next we have Liam. Liam's project is Shut the Fuck Up Cakes. This is just a free cupcake from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I charted the cupcake twice more. I'm using a Very Peri Winter by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And then I added the word Shut the Fuck Up Cakes. So sometimes I get in moods and people just need to shut up. So I have this so far. The purple cupcake is the one I'm working on. That will get 560 stitches. Alright, next up we have Julia. So Julia was the one who I finished the project for, Courage. So I put a new whip in the thing and I shook for it, and so I'll put that clip in here. Okay, so Julia from Great British Baking Show that I've been watching, I finished the project that was assigned to her, so I'm going to shake for a new project for her out of my whips that I've already worked on once this year. So Julia's new project is Halloween pumpkins. So you saw the clip. Julia's new project is Halloween pumpkins. This is by Peacock and Fig. I'm using Persephone by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And this will get 160 stitches. Okay, next up we have Kate, which is the Chicago project that I showed you already. That one will get 140 stitches. And lastly, we have Tom, who has May the Floss Be With You by Mo's Sale. This will be a new start on this fabric. I'm using Midnight Splendor, 36 count Edinburgh. And that's what it looks like. Okay, that'll get 60 stitches. So that's all for Baking Show. So I'm going to put in the Monopoly clip and the Whip of the Week clip. Captain America did not roll doubles, so that's his third attempt. So I'm going to have to pay penalty stitches for him to get out. So he's out now. Obi-Wan rolled 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's on free parking. Buzz rolled 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's on Alderaan. Batman rolled doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4. He passed go, and he's on a property, Tatooine Mos Eisley. Okay, he rolled doubles, so he's gonna go again. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's on Endor. Okay, that is Monopoly for this week. Okay, I'm gonna shake for a regular Whip of the Week. Darth Vader. Okay, so you saw Whip of the Week clip. So that's Darth Vader by Cross Stitch Bay on Etsy. I'm using Skyfall by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I have this. So going up to the top of his helmet. Now I know what the top is. Alright, so Monopoly. I have a Captain America project from the Christmas magazine. It is 'Tis the Season. I'm using Peach of My Heart by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. I have this. This is assigned 50 stitches. Alright, the next Monopoly project is going to be Doreen Jones Advent Calendar Day 17. It's going to be a new start, and that's because Captain America had to pay penalty stitches to get out of jail, so that'll be 50 stitches assigned to, or 100 stitches assigned to that, because that's the penalty stitch. Obi-Wan landed on free parking, so I'm going to work on dress and purse again, which I showed you already. That'll get 50 stitches. My nose itches. Buzz landed on a property that he owns, so Christmas morning, which I showed you, will get 50 stitches. Okay, Batman has to go, so he has the black work hot air balloons by Leslie Tier right here. So that'll get 50 stitches. So this is on that same 28 count white Lugana. That's what I have right now. Okay, so the next one is Driving Sampler. This is by Cheryl McKinnon. I charted it all into one pattern. This is Lavender Mist by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. So Batman has to pay rent, and he landed on another property that he owns, so this gets 150 stitches assigned to it. Obi-Wan is this project. Batman landed on Alderaan and had, or Tatooine, Mos Eisley, and had to pay rent to Obi-Wan. So this is Polar Bear Wishes. I'm using Burning Woods Crackling Fire by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And that's what I have. This will get 50 stitches. So that is all the stuff that I have pulled for the week. And then I have the milestone stuff that I would like to work on. So yeah, I think that's all for this week. So thanks everybody for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.